When George and Athena were married, 120 of the guests were Athena's family or friends. This was 60% of the total number of guests. How many guests were there altogether? Okay, so first let's write down what we know. That 120 guests was equal to 60% of the total number of guests. So if we want to find out how many guests were there altogether, let's first find out how many guests is 1% of the total. And to do that, we have to go from what we know to a 1%. Now, this operation, going from 60% to 1%, what have we done to reduce this number? Well, we've actually divided by 60. Wouldn't you agree? 60 divided by 60 is 1, and that's what we've done to get from 60% to 1%. So moving along, we need to do the exact same thing that we did to 60. We also need to do that to the 120. So, same sort of operation. We are going to divide by 60. And 120 divided by 60, fairly straightforward, is just 2. So, what does that tell us? That tells us that 1% of all the guests is 2 people. But we want to know how many guests were there altogether. So we want to know 100% of the guests. So, let's do that again. Moving again from 1%, but this time to 100%. Now 100% of the guests, from going to 1 to 100, that's a simple multiplication by 100, and we hence need to do the same thing with our 2 here. We multiply by 100 and we get 200. So that's our answer. The number of guests that were there altogether was 200. And our answer is C.